Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Robeson and today we're going to cover another awesome style. This style has been gaining in popularity over the last couple of years and it is called dark academia. This would go awesome, absolutely perfect with dark academia. I want 4 knots per square inch. It's very breathable.
That's great, yeah.
It's not going to last very long, however. The name itself really characterizes the look, and I like that. It makes it simple. The dark academia design style romanticizes education in the form of literary classics, letter writing, and the art movement. And it views learning as something exciting, provocative, and mysterious. It's expressed through its rich and moody color palette, Gothic architecture, and nostalgic decor, combined with a preppy twist. I gotta say, I've been drawn to this style since I've been researching it. I think we all were so inundated with the white walls and the light color upholstered furniture for so many years, ever since the advent of modern farmhouse and Scandi, which are styles that I love and they're still okay. But there's something about this dark, moody room that really draws me in. I also think it takes me back to my earlier days as a designer, when I was designing rooms that had deep mahogany molding and paneling. Some of them were so gorgeous, but you know, we actually didn't even put them on my website anymore because when all the white came in, all the dark was considered dated, out of style. Well, it never went out of style to me, and I still have a love for it. The foundation of this style is the dark, sumptuous color palette of Benjamin Moore's black, of course in a satin finish. Then there's soot, a rich, deep charcoal. Gentleman's gray, which is surprisingly a blackened teal/blue gray. Hidden Falls, a muted forest green. And whinge, which is a deeply saturated earthy brown with an undertone of violet. Some of you may remember Maria's place that I went and filmed in San Diego last year. She had a library that was already part of the house, and it came surrounded with built-ins, but they were all a lighter stain color. And it did look dated. But take a look at what she did by painting the walls and the built-ins, this dark, rich, almost black color. It changed the game like there's no tomorrow. So if you have something like that, you can just paint it and achieve that look. As you take a look at some of these photos that we're going to show you now of dark academia rooms, notice something, that the walls, the built-ins, the ceilings, and everything is painted the same color. Now the sheen might change. If it's on woodwork, you might do a satin finish, and on the walls it might be a matte or a flat finish, but everything is the same. It's just nice, rich, deep, saturated color. Another element you'll find in these rooms of the dark academia is wallpaper. Sometimes the wallpaper even goes on the ceiling as well. So that can add some texture, but again, it stays in a rich tone. One of my favorite dark academia rooms I found when I was searching and researching, it was a black background and it had these rich, deep colors. It was a very old world looking floral arrangement. It was just beautiful. And that is also dark academia. Before I get too far in the video though, I'm going to ask you, if you're not subscribed to my channel, would you consider doing so? Always give a thumbs up to the videos and leave me a comment. I want to know what you think about what I'm showing you in these videos and these styles, and if you think you could live like this. All right, also, now's a good time for me to tell you, if you haven't already taken the Design Styles quiz on my website, go there as soon as you finish watching the video, because there is a free, no strings attached quiz that you can easily take in a few minutes, and it will help define what your style is and what you are drawn to. What would identify a chair to be looking like it could go in a dark academia room? There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but I love the fact that this is velvet. It's all the plush, lush kind of fabrics and textures. Sometimes we use leather, but velvet would be great. And this is in a dark brown. It would be just gorgeous. I also like the fact that it has clean legs down here. They're more of a modern shape. I have a feeling that this sofa could also pull off the dark academia. It's suede, it's really comfortable. It is stitched and kind of tufted without having buttons tufting, but it's quilted. And it just feels like something you'd see in a library, a man's, I don't know, smoking lounge. Not that you have to smoke, I'm just saying. The look, you know? I think this would look amazing in a dark academia room. Key pieces of furniture would include high-backed armchairs with studded leather Chesterfield sofas, chaise lounges, and upholstered occasional chairs. I think hardcore dark academia, the way I see it, is it's very old world and vintage, and a lot of that stuff you can find used. But if you choose to do the dark academia, then there's all kinds of area rugs you can use, whether it's traditional or modern. So let's go now to Amati Rugs here in Tulsa and take a look at some of the area rugs I found that I thought would be beautiful on top of a hardwood floor to give you that look. The way you soften these dark colors and add some texture and warmth to the room is by using oversized area rugs. I just wanted to take a few minutes to say a very special thank you to Mr. Amati. We actually call him Amati, and he owns this rug store. And many of you saw the top 10 mistakes video I did on area rugs. And Amati came to my rescue. I had never met him before. I walked in one day, and a day later, I took a lot of money worth of rugs out. They all came back, didn't they?
Yes, back perfectly.
Good. Was it fun to see your rugs in one of my videos?
It was beautiful.
Good.
We really liked it, yeah. We got a lot of response after that.
Good.
Video.
That's great. Well, he's here in Tulsa, and you guys should see this showroom. We have been selecting rugs in every one of these style videos that you've seen. The rugs that are on the floor, now there's some rugs in homes, but the rugs that were on the floor are all from Amati.
Thank you.
That you have this.
Even if you want to make a rug any quality you want, we can make you any quality you want. For example, you like these rugs, you want to put it like a 900 knots per square inch. We can do 900 knots per square inch. We can do 200 knots per square inch. Whatever quality you want.
I want 4 knots per square inch. It's very breathable.
That's great, yeah.
It's not going to last very long, however. Are you wondering if window treatments are appropriate? Yes, they are. Now, it depends on the room. I'm sitting in a room right now that actually has stained glass windows. I don't think I'd put window treatments on that. But for the most part, having long, heavily textured window treatments adds so much to the room. Window treatments include heavy weight silk, flax linen, or velvet in bountiful yards of fabric. They often pool or puddle on the floor, and they hang from oversized curtain rods, which can be hung closer to the ceiling to draw the eye up. And if you do want to have some sort of a print on your window treatments, I would say go with a silk damask. Damask is a very traditional old world look, and it will always go with this look. You could also use a paisley, that would be beautiful. There are some plaids. I don't really see much plaid in this design style, but there are many different plaids out there. If you found one you fell in love with, go for it, especially if it's the right color. Gotta be dark like your walls. Here's what we see. Worn leather, rich opulent velvet, mohair, paisley print chenille, wool tweed blends, which bold well with the dark academia design style. To that, you'll find marble and deep stained timber pieces, which are prized for their vintage, weathered, and aged appeal. For touches of luster, hardware is made from blackened steel, iron, bronze, nickel, and of course my favorite would be the antique gold finish, as it catches the light and adds warmth to a very dark room. I'm thinking about the kind of art pieces you would use. They might be old world vintage paintings, or it could be etchings or sketches. I've even seen where some people have taken handwritten vintage letters, like one of the old presidents, Washington, wrote a letter to Martha, and you can get that and you can frame it, and that looks really cool too. Disregard this super contemporary piece of art here in the middle and just look at what they have on the left and the right. These are matching, coordinating pieces. The horse with the very gilded gold ornate frames, and then these urns that are carved stone urns, and it's black and white. That also looks really great as artwork for the academia look. Anything that has a ornate gold frame, gilded frame around it, and it's like an etching, that fits very well into this style. And you know, you can do a grouping of these together. All of these would look fantastic in this style of room that we're looking at. And you know, you can do dark academia in all the rooms in your house. That was one of the things I was thinking about. You know, I have a built-ins that surround it. It's very symmetrical in my retreat. The retreat and the bedroom are all very white right now. And I thought, I love this look. Dare I go in and have those built-ins painted a dark color and paint the wall? Then the question came to me, well, where do I stop? Does that need to come on into my bedroom? Does it need to go into the rest of my house? As a professional designer, if someone hired me and said they like the dark academia style, I would probably do the whole house in it because I like the cohesion. I prefer the rooms flowing together, but honestly, it is your own personal choice. Some people, every room in their house is different. How does that work anyway? Do you feel good when you must? There must be a reason for that, but that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know, leave me a comment. Do you think I should take my bedroom dark academia? Right now it's glam. I don't know, do I want to look smart or do I want to look sexy? Oh, that's a tough one. All right, accessorizing. Now's the time to pull out all the stops, baby. Whatever it is you're into, anything you collect. You have a stamp collection, put it out. You have a comb collection, put it out. There are so many things that you can accessorize with in the dark academia look. I'd say dark academia and perhaps maximalist are the two styles where the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. I just put this together. These are some sort of horn, or maybe they're a faux horn. They are from Africa. And some books and this awesome dog, and even this piece of art right here, this would go awesome, absolutely perfect with dark academia style. This is a cool sculptural piece. It just looks like, you know, a stairway up to the library or something. Fill your shelves with things that you love. Crystal pieces like decanters and bar glasses. Vintage apothecary jars. Include items that cater to the literary focus, such as a general collection of aged paper and leather-bound books, an old globe, a vintage typewriter, ink pots, calligraphy pens and brushes. If you can find something like an old book press or a Victrola player, old cameras and an old chess set, you'll be well on your way to the rich, treasure-filled look of dark academia. Interweave a few sculptures, statues, and small busts made from stone, resin, or iron to complete the old world look. Maybe you happen to have your grandfather's old pocket watch. That would definitely go in mine. Now, what I really like is having a few touches. The reason we use brass and gold in this design style is because the room is so dark that any unnatural light, in other words, you turn a lamp on, it's going to catch the light of anything that's in your bookcases or on your walls, and that's what makes it look cozy. What kind of light fixtures would you use in a dark academia room? As you can imagine, in a room that is this dark with the furniture, the walls, the ceilings, everything, lighting is essential. Canned lights are not really the look that you want for the dark academia. If you have them, make sure you have a dimmer and you can dim them all the way down. But if you don't have them in your house, don't put them in if you're gonna go dark academia. But the kinds of lights that look so great are, of course, vintage pieces. You can also go with modern or contemporary light fixtures if you want, like I said, if your furniture is that direction. But hardcore dark academia, I would stick with all this almost Victorian look. The other thing are pendant lights that can hang down in certain areas. If you're going to use a table lamp, I would recommend using something in brass that has either a black shade to it or it has a pleated shade made out of old fabric. So when the light comes through it, it almost sends out like an amber look to it, the color that it sends out. My favorite kind of light in a dark academia room is sconces. Wall sconces, even sconces that attach to the bookcase itself, can be absolutely breathtaking. And it's just that little bit of light. So you get the layering, right? You got it from the ceiling, you've got it on the walls, you may have it dropping in the center, and you might even do, oh, for sure, do lighting inside your bookcases. Because if you're going to display your collections and the things that you love so much, having those things be lit is really important. Also, make sure it's on a dimmer so you light it very, very gently. This is a great wall sconce that I think would look really good with dark academia. And it's got the metal piece that goes down, so it doesn't have to be hardwired into the wall, it can just be plugged in. This is an awesome desk lamp. I love this. And I think this would also look good with the dark academia theme. This is kind of like, it's adjustable, so it's like a reading light. That would also look really great on a built-in. This is essentially the concept, okay? You see you have a bookcase here. Now, I'm assuming if you had a dark academia room, you'd have much more molding and elaborate bookcase or built-in. If it had a panel that was about this wide, then you could mount a sconce on that solid piece before you get to the actual bookshelves. Of course, these light sources will provide light to a dark room. I mean, it's really important. But I would caution you to get light bulbs that are about 2700 Kelvin. 27 or lower, 2200 is good too. What does that do? That sends off kind of a warm glow. So when you have a choice to buy light bulbs, it's super important. You put a blue, bright white blue bulb in there and you're gonna ruin the effect. You want this to look like, almost like flames in the fireplace, the glow that sets off. You do all these things that we've just talked about here and you're gonna have an amazing room. My friends, as you know by watching this series on design styles, I toured 6 beautiful homes in Tulsa looking for furniture, art, rugs, accessories, even architecture that would illustrate the style of each video in the series. Unfortunately, there were no homes that represented dark academia. So imagine my delight when I recently took a trip to Vail, Colorado and walked into a hotel with this. I immediately picked up my camera and filmed this fabulous library off the main lobby. Wall-to-wall built-ins painted this rich, deeply saturated black, all filled with books, accessories, and sculptural works of art. Each shelf individually lit made the room feel moody, not dark. It was enveloping as it drew me into this room where I could take advantage of the furniture groupings of modern and vintage pieces, upholstered in tufted leather and luxury linen velvet. Brass wall sconces flanked the cozy fireplace and the most magnificent art pieces by Manuel Vergères. There was even the perfect dark academia floor lamp illuminating a vintage chess table. Great job, Sebastian Hotel in Vail, Colorado. I definitely want to give a heartfelt thanks to Mike Keys, my realtor, who made it possible for us to get in here even today, a second time, to film this video for you. He's just gone all out. So thank you, Mike. Love you. Also to the different stores that we visited. In every single one of these design style videos, we have been touring stores. We've taken you shopping with us. And I want to say thank you to them because it is no simple feat to have someone come in with a microphone and a camera and all the things they have to do. So very, very much grateful for you guys. Just so you know, there are links in the description box below of where you can find these different stores if there's anything you see that you're interested in. A special thanks to Moody rugs. Oh my gosh. We were there for an entire day. And let me just tell you, for these guys to roll up every single rug, for me to go down these stacks to get the styles, I hope it's been helpful for you. Don't forget to go over to my website, and it's RebeccaRobeson.com. Very creative name, huh? And take the quiz. It's 100% free. One thing you can be sure of, next Thursday at 2 o'clock Central, I'll be back here and I'll have another video for you. And I think you're gonna love it, because I don't do things unless I love them, because that's just not fun. All right, I love you. I will see you guys next time again. Thank you so much.